None of the millions of armies around the world were ready to face the harsh reality that unfolded mercilessly this morning. As dawn broke in Seoul and social media notifications exploded one by one, the K-pop world was struck by an almighty shock. Not because of the release of a new song, not because of the anticipated comeback announcement, but because of one name, one step, one decision that split the hearts of the fans. Jungkook, the golden mean, the last light of BTS, has taken a step that no one can understand. That a video of 4 minutes and 26 seconds became a trigger for everything. Jungkook sat in a dimly lit room, wearing a black hoodie and without makeup, without professional lighting. He looked at the camera with red eyes, a deep voice holding back emotions, and his words flowed slowly like blood from an open wound. I know this isn't what you guys expected, but I have to be honest. I can't keep going through this. At that moment, the world of Maya suddenly paralyzed. Hashtag Jungkook, what happened? Hashtag Why Jungkook and hashtag BTS Forever suddenly shot into the ranks of the world's trending. Soldiers from different countries could not hold back tears. Some hysterics, some even blamed themselves. Thousands of speculations have emerged. Will he leave BTS? Is he going to retire? Is he sick? Is there pressure from the agency? Yet what was revealed a few hours later was far more unimaginable, much more devastating. Jungkook doesn't just talk about pauses or breaks. He said he wasn't sure he wanted to return to the entertainment industry. Yes, those words were spoken directly by the man who was once dubbed the future of K-pop. I want to live for myself, not for the spotlight, she said quietly, as if cutting the veins of her millions of fans. And with that sentence, the world collapsed for many. It didn't take long for the impact to be felt globally. HYB shares suddenly plummeted by 7% in less than an hour. The Wever site could not be accessed due to overload. On TikTok and X, formerly Twitter, clips of ARMY crying flooded the timeline. Some fans refer to this as the darkest day in the history of BTS fandom. But behind all the sadness lies a far more disturbing question. What really happened to Jungkook? From the outside, Jungkook's life seemed perfect. He is the youngest member of the most famous group in the world. He had abundant wealth, a handsome face, a golden voice, and an unstoppable influence. But the virtual world is just a cracked mirror that hides hidden wounds. And now, all the masks are off. Some sources in the Korean entertainment industry are starting to speak up. There is mention of internal pressure from the agency. There is a mention of personal conflicts that have been covered up. In fact, not a few have hinted that Jungkook has long felt unhappy with his current life path. And there's one line from an anonymous source that makes it all the more terrifying. Jungkook is tired of being a product. He wants to be human. The sentence shook all the illusory foundations that have been built by the entertainment industry. How idols like Jungkook no longer live as humans, but as figures who must always be perfect. Can't get tired. Can't be wrong. You can't break a heart. But now, Jungkook is reversing all those expectations with one potentially devastating decision. Exclusive contracts with well-known brands? Canceled. Solo projects planned for the third quarter of this year? Stopped. World tour preparation? Canceled. All of Jungkook's steps were as if turning a wheel that had been painstakingly built for more than a decade. And even more surprising, there are allegations that Jungkook wants to move country and start a new life as an ordinary person. I want to wake up early without having to think about a schedule. I want to walk the streets without hiding. I want to love and be loved without fear, Jungkook said in the video. Those words are simple, but they burn out all the dreams of millions of fans who have lived from hope. Does this mean Jungkook will never sing on stage again? No longer on the TV screen? Will no longer issue a work that has been so encouraging so many people's lives? The army is divided. Someone's crying. Some are angry. There are those who do not accept and accuse this as a game of HYB. Some have called this Jungkook's true form of freedom. But amid that storm of emotions, one thing became clear. This was not just a personal decision. This is a declaration of war on the system. against inhuman standards imposed on a young artist from the age of 15, against emotional and physical exploits enveloped by the glitter of the stage and the rays of the spotlight. But can Jungkook really escape it all? Or will this step actually be the beginning of its destruction? Not a few industry analysts predict that Jungkook's decision could destroy the image he has built so far. The entertainment world, especially in South Korea, is very unforgiving towards idols who defected from the path that has been set. If a person opts out of the system, he not only loses media support, but can also become a target for character assassination. He was playing with fire, said a former entertainment producer at SBS who declined to be named. Unless he is really ready to disappear, this decision will haunt him for the rest of his life. But could that be what Jungkook wants? Disappeared? Starting again from zero? To be someone no one knows anymore? Is this the end of the Jungkook we know? Or is this the beginning of a more honest and freer version of himself? Who would have thought that this was just the beginning of a great drama that not only touched the entertainment industry, but also slapped on the public's consciousness of what it means to be human in a world that demands perfection? When Jungkook's face disappeared from the screen, when he no longer appeared in live broadcasts or daily vlogs, the void was felt not only within the fandom, but also by the Korean entertainment world that had been hanging the pulse of popularity on the irreplaceable charm of the Golden Magne. That night, thousands of fans gathered in front of the HYB building with candles and posters reading "Come back, Jungkook," and "We need you." Tears broke out between the sounds of BTS songs playing softly from small speakers. Some fans sit quietly, hugging dolls, holding lightstick. There is a silent silence that slices, like the grief of losing someone who has not died, but feels gone forever. Meanwhile, behind the luxurious concrete and glass walls of HYB's office, executives are thinking hard. Some people call them panic. There were sudden meetings, there was pressure from sponsors, and reportedly, even government officials intervened. Jungkook is not just an artist. It is a national symbol. Losing him is like losing a symbol of Korean cultural strength in the eyes of the world. But there is one thing that money cannot buy. It cannot suppress with power: the broken sincerity of a human heart. Jungkook has lived in a golden cage for too long. And now, when the cage door opened a little, he chose to fly, despite losing everything. The story became even more heated when an insider leaked a shocking fact. Jungkook had apparently been preparing for this decision since last year. Yeah, since before the draft, even before the release of his solo album.